Wars: The Rise of Skywalker left fans with some lingering questions, some of which could be answered by picking up the recently released book, The Rise of Skywalker Visual Dictionary. What that book doesn't answer is just how the heck did that one character come back? Spoiler warning if you haven't yet seen The Rise of Skywalker. In an interview with the Huffington Post, the movie's editor Marianne Brandon revealed how Episode 9 originally was going to explain how Emperor Palpatine returned from the dead. But ultimately, the scenes were trimmed in order to prevent fans from being bombarded with exposition. Brandon said, quote, "There was so much information in the film and so many characters that we wanted to have an audience concentrate on. I think we felt we didn't want to clutter up the film with things you didn't need to know." Which I think is kind of important to know. If you remember Return of the Jedi, Palpatine was killed by Darth Vader, who had, by that time, come back to the light side of the Force and saved his son Luke by lifting up the Emperor and chucking him down a shaft on the Death Star. And then the Death Star exploded into a billion pieces. It seems like the Emperor was out of the game permanently from that point on. I think that spending a few more minutes explaining this pivotal turn would have benefited the movie, which, for all its strengths, is plagued by these instances where the audience is just supposed to accept things and move on. And even if the deleted scenes make it to the Blu-ray, I think it's asking a lot from the audience to have to dig into the special features section of a home video release, just to get answers to what is a pretty important question. And the same goes for filling in plot details via a tie-in book. While The Rise of Skywalker Visual Dictionary may seem like a great resource to Star Wars uber fans, it shouldn't have to be necessary in order to fill in holes that the movie could have easily done with a few lines of dialogue. For example, what's with that really weird exchange between the new character Janna and Lando Calrissian? According to the Visual Dictionary, Lando had a daughter that was kidnapped by the First Order, and that daughter would now be the same age as Janna. They're hinting pretty strongly that Lando is Janna's dad, but the bit about Lando's family is never mentioned in the movie itself. It would have been a nice little bit of character building to spend a little more time with Lando and give him some more backstory. I know they were trying to be economical with the movie's runtime, but come on, it's the finale to the Skywalker saga. They shouldn't have been afraid to make it 3 hours long. Return of the King and Avengers Endgame each topped 3 hours. I honestly wouldn't have minded more exposition, but not just in that one movie. I feel like this recent trilogy could have used more exposition through the 3 films, which might be a bit of a hot take. Putting things in a visual dictionary, answering key questions in interviews, and revealing major plot facts outside of a movie kind of defeats the purpose of telling a story through a film medium. And this is all my opinion, but the fact that there's some incredibly important information in the story of the movie that didn't make it to the official cut because it felt like it was too much is a bit frustrating, especially since The Rise of Skywalker is the last film in the series for a while. Also, the fact that John Boyega had to clarify in a tweet what Finn wanted to tell Rey wasn't what was being implied throughout the whole film is kind of telling about the way the story wasn't fully fleshed out. Anyways, again, that's just my hot take, just one nerd's opinion. How did you guys feel about this? Do you guys like that there's so much added stuff after the movie? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on IGN Now.